Hey everyone, and welcome to the Week 10 review, Week 11 preview. As always, I'm the commish. I've got the little hoodie on today, so I'm going to call myself Hoodie Modest in honor of Hoodie Mellow. I'm joined today by Joel Gibson. He's had a rough week, so we're just going to bask in the glow. You look so shiny today, Joel Gibson.
I look shiny.
Yeah, you look very shiny. Your screen just seems so bright. A loss looks good on you, man.
Well, I don't really know what to say to that, but listen, I held turnovers down this week. Fucking kept them under 70 for maybe the first week this year. So
that might be the first week in your entire career that you've held turnovers under 70.
It might be, dude, and by 5, I might add. So, you take the small victories where you can get them.
Absolutely. So we'll get right into it here. As always, we'll start with the champs matchup. That's Mr. Modest. He played CJ this week. He did not have his Spurs at the start of the week. I don't know why I'm talking about myself in the third person, but I got it done. That's all that matters. Another W. CJ's only beaten me once, but credit to him, he almost got one this week. I was extremely nervous today. Had a little finesse sitting certain players at the end. Helped that Draymond Green went down. Helped that the Warriors got blown out by the Lakers, so Curry didn't play. A lot of things went my way this week. Shout out to CJ for a good matchup, but I do get the W.
Yeah, very easily. He could have had 6 more threes this week and had you in a tough spot, but just not what it was meant to be. I didn't even see that Draymond Green went down, though.
Yeah, he went down ankle. He was doubtful to return, and then they issued him out after halftime. It didn't look bad. He tried to play on it, credit to him, but they were getting blown out, so he might have just been taken out as a precaution.
Makes sense. Well, it makes me feel a little bit better for trading him.
Yeah, well, it's time to unleash Wiseman. That's that. Next matchup is going to be Adam at Doug. Adam solidifies the 2-0 against Doug this year. Any tiebreaker that Adam and Doug are in now, Adam wins that tiebreaker. That's huge for Adam. This week was huge for Adam, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a big one. The Ball boys are playing well at the right time for Adam.
Absolutely. He did it without Siakam, too. I know Doug has also had some injury problems. Kyrie sat that random game. But like I said, a lot of teams this year, and I know we talk about injuries and, COVID and stuff like that a lot. Every team's going through it, man. It's just what you're able to put up from week to week and really luck. As far as the COVID stuff goes. I mean, Toronto and Chicago not playing today was just completely out of left field and really screwed some people.
Yeah, I wonder who.
Yeah, well, with that being said, we'll just jump right in here. Joel Gibson takes the loss to Cody. Cody has a great head-to-head percentage against Joel. I love the fact that Cody was the one to beat you. That is fantastic. That win percentage is just getting smaller and smaller against Cody.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hopefully my win percentage overall is just going to continue to go up because this is just a blip on the radar. I had like 6 fellas down. It was pretty tough. It was a pretty rough week in terms of fantasy. But give Cody credit where it's due. He did not cycle. I did not cycle. I figured if I was going to be down that many people, I wasn't going to waste my free agent money. I'm going to save it for when it counts.
Yeah, absolutely. And we keep mentioning it every week, Cody not cycling. It's a respectable thing. He says he's not going to cycle, and he doesn't cycle no matter who he is playing against. You moved to 6-4. Cody moves to 3-7? Only one game out of the playoffs. Now Adam moves to 7-3. Doug to 6-4 as well. I moved to 9-1, and CJ to 1-9. I feel like every week I forget to do the record, and by the third matchup, I'm like, oh shit, you should be saying the records for the prior 2, so I have to backtrack. So I apologize for that. Next matchup is Matt at Simmons. Simmons ends up winning this. It was basically done, I'd want to say halfway through the week. I didn't see how Matt could get that sixth category. He kept bringing it tied, but getting that sixth category just eluded him. Big win for Simmons. Matt decided to blow his team up today in a wondrous explosion. I mean, out of nowhere. Great trades involved in that situation, I would say. But like I said, also Joel, I want to clarify, speaking of trades, you made a trade as well to Steven. Now, when I drafted Grant, you told me that I had drafted him too low. Are you now taking that back, or?
Oh yeah, I'm taking that back. Grant's been really impressive. I didn't know he had it in him, but he's going to really help that old free throw percentage, and he gives me another solid scorer at an affordable cost.
Yes,
I'll take it.
Absolutely, and that's exactly why I drafted him. I had a feeling if you were going to go out and spend that first after those two trades happened, that you might land on Grant, especially when Steven pointed out that he wanted a first. I assumed that Grant was going to be involved. So I think that was a good deal for you. You definitely put all your eggs in one basket next year. Next year, you and I are going to be drafted from the fourth round, I think, like I did this year. So it should be a good time.
Yeah, I mean, we're both going for it. Mitch Robb is what could really swing this deal. If he comes in and he's just like a double-double and makes me relevant in blocks without killing my free throw percentage, then fucking look out, son. It's a lot of ifs, but, we'll just see.
We'll see. Maybe everything just works out. Next matchup. Matt moves to 4-6. Simmons moves to 7-3. Simmons starting to rise here. He's on a pretty good win streak. Next matchup is Eric and Kyle. Eric was the home team. He beat Kyle here. No real surprise. Traded the second and fourth to Matt for PG. I know that he was a wanted asset. Granted, Simmons did make a good point today in the Messenger that if Matt had taken more the auction approach for PG, he may have been able to get more picks. Well, that's just how it goes, I guess. Matt can do whatever he wants, and at the end of the day, we all need to remember that too. He had a clear set plan. If you ask me, now I can't, comment excessively, but today he came out with 2 seconds, 2 fourths, and swap rates to Kyle's second and fourth. So those second and fourth round picks are going to be extremely good. They're going to be at the top of the 2 rounds. So trading your 4 through 6 to get those picks, I don't think there's anything wrong with what Matt did.
There's not a whole lot of firsts available out there either.
Right, Cody's hoarding all of those, so...
Yep.
That being said, last matchup here is Neiman at Steven. Neiman obliterated Steven. You basically picked Steven's carcass today as well, so there is very little possibility that Steven is going to win again this season. That being said, Greek has really been playing well. He's starting to turn it back on. I think he's getting angry. People are kind of casting him aside, I think, a little bit this year. Like they're bored with him or something. I think he's getting angry, so it's fun to watch the Bucks when they play. I did it again. I'm the absolute worst. Eric moves to 5-5. Kyle moves to 2-8. Neiman moves to 9-1. Steven to 1-9.
It makes the Bucks a lot more fun to watch.
Drew Holiday?
Drew fucking Holiday.
Hey, you can't argue with results. They beat the Clippers today. They looked good. Like I said, Greek looked great today. It was insane. He had a monster dunk. It looked like from the free throw line. I don't know if you saw that. It was absolutely absurd.
He's just enormous.
He's so big. With that being said, we'll get right into my rankings here. Modest is obviously number 1, 9-1. Neiman number 2 at 9-1 as well. Just important again to note that number 1 in the East and number 1 in the West are the 1 and 2 seeds. So Neiman really sits at the 3 seed right now. Simmons actually has the tiebreaker over Adam. They both sit at 7 and 3. So I put Simmons above Adam, obviously, because of that tiebreaker. Next two are Doug and Joel, both at 6 and 4. Doug has the tiebreaker over Joel. So Doug is actually above Joel. Next is Eric at 5 and 5. 500. Eric is coming out of nowhere, acquiring PG. He could be an interesting little upset for those mid-level teams. He might just scare the number 2 team, at least, if he stays in that 7 spot. Matt right now is clinging on to the 8th spot at 6 and 4. Matt does have the tiebreaker with number 9, Cody. So really he is over 2 games right now. I know that Matt and Cody play in week 13, second to last week. So if Cody could somehow beat Matt during that, you might just see Lucat make it into the playoffs this year. That would, again, be an interesting matchup against the number 1, whoever that might be. If it's me, if it's Neiman, who knows. Next, I have Kyle at 10. He's 2 and 8. Steven is 11 at 1 and 9. And CJ at 1 and 9. I felt a little bad because I think CJ should be 11 based on Steven's team. But Steven right now has the tiebreaker over CJ. So I had to go with the same kind of scoring that I've been doing, trying to be as consistent as possible. Anything on those rankings?
No, that all makes a lot of sense to me.
All right. Trade deadline is tomorrow at noon. The trades must be accepted before noon. They do not have to be processed before noon. They can be accepted even if it's by a text message to me if they're not able to be accepted through the app, as long as you can show me that you're both in agreement, whether it's a screenshot of a text message or whatever. As long as I get that before noon, we'll make sure that those trades get processed. Now, week 11 is actually a 2-week matchup with the All-Star break, so everybody keep that in mind. I do believe that you get 14 ads for this 2-week matchup. So another thing to keep in mind. As we move forward. I know the All-Star, it's this weekend, so I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Monday, there's no games. So cycling will be interesting this week. With that being said, we'll get right into it. We'll start with the champs matchup. Modest is 9 and 1 at Eric, who is 5 and 5. Eric has been ascending. I think he's about to hit the ceiling. I'm going to pick Modest here.
I'm going to pick Modest as well.
Excellent. We'll keep that one short and sweet. Good luck to you, Eric. I'll see you on the wire, baby. Next matchup is very compelling to me, at least. Doug at Simmons. This is huge. This is an extremely large matchup. Doug has the tiebreaker currently with Simmons. So getting another win here and tying up their record would actually move Doug from 5th to 3rd, as long as Adam, depending on what Adam does. But like I said, having that tiebreaker with Simmons could really change where he is, whether, especially in the bracket. You know what I mean? The difference between 4 and 5 and 6 is the complete opposite side of the bracket. So I am going to take... I'm going to take Simmons at home. I know Jimmy's been struggling. We might not see him until after the All-Star break. If he can play, you know he's going to play. And Simmons has been putting up decent numbers. That being said, Doug is also putting up good numbers. I mean, he gave Adam a run for his money. I'm just going to go with the home team and Simmons here.
Yeah, I was pretty torn on this as well. I too am going to pick Simmons. Butler's a little bit too important, and I could just see Kyrie taking another game off or two.
Exactly, I agree. I mean, I'm flipping back and forth between their stats right here. Simmons has field goal percentage. Doug has free throw. Simmons has threes. Rebounds within 4. Assists within 4. Steals right at 42. Blocks right in the 30s. Simmons has 36. Doug has 33. Turnovers. Doug is beating Simmons. Double doubles. Simmons is winning. And then points, Simmons is also winning. So I think Simmons has a slight edge unless Kyrie and Butler both play. So I'm confident in picking that one. Next matchup is going to be Joel at Matt. This is a really important game. Luckily for you, he kind of traded away his middle group of his players, lost a lot of depth. It's a good time to be playing, Matt, if I were you, or I'd be kind of excited about it. You're going to have your players back this week, so I'm going to go with you here. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I got 2 words for you. Teo Maledon. It's time, baby. He threw up a 12-assist game the other night.
I saw that.
I fucking saw that shit.
I did see it, and it was funny because I had mentioned you reserving him on your IR spot. So credit to you. That seems to be working out for you. I do like watching him play a little bit. He sees the court well. I mean, playing for kind of a booty team. But next matchup is Cody at Adam. I don't think Adam has a problem with Cody here. Although if Cody wants to keep up the upset train, that would be extremely interesting. Cody's trying to get into the playoffs. Matt might take a loss to you. A win here would be astronomical. Would be huge.
Yeah. I'm still picking Adam. His team has been very solid this year.
Very solid, even without Siakam. Next matchup is Neiman at Kyle. Yeah, Neiman's going to win. I don't know that we have anything else to say on that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Last matchup is Battle of the Former Homestead Boys, Steven at CJ. Steven at CJ. CJ's going to win.
CJ is going to win.
He is actually going to make his pick a little bit worse. And it's really interesting because Steven has CJ's pick now. So he has motivation to actually beat CJ. Are we going to see some effort from Stephen Thornhill this week? I am not sure.
I predict no.
Oh, man. Well, I think that's it. We kind of breezed through that, me rambling, but that always seems to happen. Again, the trade deadline tomorrow at noon. I will have an updated list posted early tomorrow morning in case anybody needs to see it. Other than that, if anybody needs anything, you can always message me. Again, shout out to CJ. I'm glad that I was able to squeak it out. You almost had me, big fella. I was very nervous.
Good luck this week, guys. I'll be excited to see if any more last-minute deals roll through.
Oh, we love a good trade deadline around here. Good luck to everyone, and we'll talk next week. See ya.
See ya.